I want to acknowledge our sponsors for this event. First, of course, is Tecate, which has backed all of the significant fights that have taken place in recent times. And Tecate has gotten behind this fight. Fans looking to make themselves available for the mail-in rebate, buy a 10-pack of Tecate. They have a coupon. They can send it in to their to the Tecate after the fight with proof that they bought the pay-per-view and get $25 back. So we thank Tecate for that and for their help in promoting the fight. In addition, I want to thank Smart Communications of the Philippines for being one of our sponsors. And finally, a new sponsor to boxing and to Top Rank, PlayStation. PlayStation 4, greatness awaits. Now, you know, I heard of PlayStation. I didn't know what the hell to do with it, but they even taught me in the office how to play it. And really, it's sort of fun. So if a dinosaur like me can handle a PlayStation, everybody can. It's a great, great instrument. And now, it's a pleasure to introduce to you the new chairman of the Nevada State Athletic Commission, who has been so helpful to all of us, to both camps, to all the fighters on the card in selecting the officials. Please welcome Francisco Cisco Aguilar.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Mr. Aaron, for that introduction. Just trying to do our job here in Nevada to be the #1 place for boxing. I'm excited after 3 weeks of basketball, we're now getting down to a real sport and a real competition. I'd like to thank Mr. Pacquiao, Mr. Bradley for being here, and Las Vegas is where it is. Thank you.
We are really privileged that this fight will be distributed by HBO pay-per-view. I want to say something about HBO. It is by far and wide the leading premium network in the United States, if not in the world. It is 5 times the size of any other premium network from the standpoint of reach and from the standpoint of revenue. Its revenue last year was close to $2 billion. No other premium network earned as much as $500 million. And not only is it the most successful premium network, but it brings the public the greatest in entertainment. Look what they have running now. We all know The Sopranos and Sex and the City from years past. Game of Thrones, True Detective, Silicon Valley, V, on and on. The best in television is on HBO. What about great documentaries like Ali's Greatest Fight, showing Ali and how the Supreme Court deliberated about his conviction? That's great, great television. And they've been consistent in presenting the best in boxing. Now let's be honest about it. Every single star in boxing was made through HBO. Marvin Hagler, Tommy Hearns, Sugar Ray Leonard, Mike Tyson, George Foreman, Lennox Lewis, Oscar De La Hoya, Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, Timothy Bradley, Miguel Cotto, Sergio Martinez, Julio Chavez Jr., and Gennady Golovkin and Kovalov, the light heavyweight. Every single star developed on HBO. And HBO is really dedicated to bringing the best boxing matches. This show on Saturday, Pacquiao Bradley. The event on June 7th from Madison Square Garden, Cotto Martinez. From the Forum, May 17th, Marquez and Alvarado, all top fights. And don't forget, on May 31st in Macau, which is vying to become the new big center in boxing, there will be an incredible program of 3 featherweight championship, world championship fights, including Nonito Donaire and Zimbabwe, which will be shown on HBO in the afternoon, on the afternoon of May 31st, along with Groves and Frosh. So HBO, whatever you chirpers talk about, there's no question that HBO stands for quality at the highest level, and particularly its pay-per-view department. And please welcome, representing HBO pay-per-view, Mark Taffet.
Thank you, Bob. I'll see all of you Saturday night. Well, there really is not much left to say, but I've got to search through some notes and find a few things to add to what Bob said. He covered it all, probably a little more demonstratively than I would have, so better for all of you. Good afternoon, and thanks for this wonderful turnout. Still early in the week, and have all of you here for this great, highly anticipated mega fight between Manny Pacquiao and Tim Bradley. All the fights that Bob alluded to, the great run of fights we have coming up over the next 8 weeks on HBO. We're very, very excited to be the television home of those incredibly compelling fights. The most compelling fights for the first half of 2014, and a lineup of fights that truly the fans don't know who's going to win. From the moment that Pacquiao Bradley 2 was announced in Los Angeles at the initial press conference, it has been recognized by sports fans, by the media, by the pay-per-view industry, the world over, as the #1 fight of the first half of the year, and appropriately so. It features 2 of the biggest and best fighters in the world in virtually a pick'em fight. It's a highly anticipated rematch of a controversial first fight. It's a fight of tremendous significance to both of these men's careers. And both of these great fighters have had very noteworthy journeys since their first fight in June 2012. In addition to being a world figure, Manny Pacquiao is a true pay-per-view superstar. His 18 pay-per-view fights have generated 12.2 million buys and over $660 million in pay-per-view revenue. After this Saturday's fight, Manny will be one of only 2 men in history to generate over $700 million in pay-per-view revenue. And after this Saturday, I'm sure that his 2 fights with Tim Bradley will have earned their place right next to Manny's memorable multi-fight rivalries with Eric Morales, Marco Antonio Barrero, and Juan Manuel Marquez. As a fighter and as a man, I can't say enough about Mr. Bradley over here. In 2013, Desert Storm took the world by storm. And Tim comes into this rematch at the top of his game and at the well-earned height of his career. The heart and determination that he displayed in his fight with Ruslan Provodnikov, the fight of the year against Ruslan Provodnikov, followed by his masterful performance against Juan Manuel Marquez, all following what clearly was a tumultuous year after his first fight with Manny, served to endear Tim to boxing fans the world over, and it got him the recognition that he so deserves as one of the best in the sport today. We've got a great promotion, and we have some great programming coming up over the next few nights that I want to let you know about. Thursday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern and Pacific on the HBO main channel, you'll see the final episode of 24/7. Friday from 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern and Pacific on the HBO main channel, we have a program block highlighted by Weigh-In Live at 6 p.m., followed by a stack of Face Off, all 3 episodes of 24/7, and a replay of the Weigh-In Show. Friday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, on ESPN2, there's a very special edition of Friday Night Fights, live from here in Las Vegas. Friday at 12 midnight, on HBO2, we replay all of that great programming. 24/7, all 3 episodes, the Weigh-In Show, and Face Off. Saturday morning and Saturday afternoon on HBO and HBO2, again, a replay of those stacks of programming. And then, for the first time ever, Saturday night, from 7 to 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, the HBO Latino service will televise a special fight card live from the MGM Grand, which will take us just into that final half hour before the pay-per-view telecast. And then, of course, it all culminates on Saturday night, live on HBO pay-per-view, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, with the fight we've all been talking about and the fight of the first half of the year, Manny Pacquiao versus Tim Bradley, the rematch. I want to thank everybody at Top Rank who worked so hard on this promotion and who worked so hard to pull this event together. Richard Sturm and his staff at the MGM Grand, our team at HBO Pay-Per-View and HBO Sports, and all of the event sponsors. Thank you very much, and I can't wait to be a fan Saturday night and see this great event. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. And now it's a great pleasure to bring to the microphone the president of the World Boxing Organization, which has jurisdiction for the world title fight. Pacquiao Valcarcel has been an exemplary person running a sanctioning body, and we're pleased to have him here. So please welcome the president of the WBO, Francisco Pacquiao Valcarcel.
Hi everybody. What I can say about this fight, everybody saw Manny fighting Brandon Rios. Everybody saw Timmy fighting Juan Manuel Marquez. Everybody here were at the first fight. It was very highly controversial. But finally we got the rematch. And thank you, Bob Adams, Top Rank, for the rematch. Thank you to HBO for with the network who will be televising this fight. And I would like to say welcome to Francisco Aguilar, the new commissioner. You're going to be success because you are a great guy, very smart. Congratulations. And I can assure you guys that you will be watching probably the fight of the year. Thank you.
Thank you, Paco. Before I introduce the fight camps, I'd like to acknowledge the presence in the audience of a terrific young man who is the pride of the great country of China. He is a 2-time Olympic gold medalist. He's been fighting for us in Macau. The audiences, television audiences, for his fights dwarf anything, any place in the world. 40 million, 50 million people regularly watch his fights. He's here training with Freddie, Manny, and Miguel. His next fight in Macau will be July 19th. Please welcome Zhou Shiming. And Shiming is here with his lovely wife, who will be the voice of a new magazine series that we're starting in China. All the regional networks, the internet portals will be doing a 2-hour weekly show starting in May, which will be live fights, archives, current fights. It'll be a Tuesday night program. And we have here Shaming's wife, who will be the voice of that magazine show. She was a very prominent television spokesperson. Please welcome Ren Ying Ying. Okay, now we're ready to get down to business and talk about this terrific fight. I think everybody has said what has to be said about this fight. I think one of the reasons these fighters each are so confident is because they're confident in their teams. And both have splendid teams that work together to bring out the best in their respective athlete. So first, I'd like to introduce Team Pacquiao, Michael Kahns, Governor Shavit Singh's son, who has become a great friend, even though back in De La Hoya days I didn't know his name, but I do now. Buboy Fernandez, Justin Fortune, and of course Freddie Roach, the trainer. So I'd like now to call to the microphone one of the most prominent business people in the Republic of the Philippines. He was a former governor of his province, great friend to all of us. Please welcome Governor Shavit Singh's son. You're a governor, you got to speak.
I don't know why I was born here. Well, anyway, I would like to thank each and every one of you. And I'd like to greet, the people of the Philippines. Thank you very much.
And now, a man who needs no introduction, a great, great trainer, and he has his hands full training Manny. At the same time, he's training Miguel Cotto and Zhao Shaming. Please welcome multiple fighter of the year trainer Freddie Roach.
Thanks, Bob. We had a great training camp. I'd like to thank Justin, Buboy, Mike for all the help. We worked as a team together and made us in great shape. And we know this is a big fight. We're in a must-win situation, I feel. And Manny's 100% ready. We'll see you all there. Thank you.
And now it's an equal pleasure for me to introduce Team Bradley. First, Ray Bradley, Timothy's father and one of his trainers, Samuel Jackson, who has finished doing some great Capital One television commercials. James Rogley, and finally, I'd like to bring to the microphone the artist who has composed a song that's been playing all over the radio, all the rap stations, who will lead Timothy on Fight Night Out with a rendition of his song. Please welcome the artist, Pacquiao. Here he comes. This is the new top rank. We're into the rap business.
Hi everyone, my name is Fashawn, and I I'd like to thank Bob Arum, everyone at Top Rank, and especially the Bradley family, man. I'm really honored to be here as a rap artist, supporting my brother Bradley, man, and it's very much an honor. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Mr. Bradley. Thank you to your whole team, and I hope you guys like the record. I really wanted to make a record that, you know, matched this man's intensity in the ring and matched his strength as a fighter. And I hope you guys like it. And if you have iTunes, which I'm sure all you do have, please get the record. You too, Manny. Thank you, Fashion.
Thank you, Fashion. It's a pleasure to have you here. And now it's a pleasure for me to introduce Timothy Bradley's head trainer, a young man who is making a real mark in training fighters. He trains two of our other fighters, the Magdaleno brothers, doing a great job there. And with other fighters, please welcome Joel Diaz.
Good afternoon, everybody. I want to say thanks to Top Rank, HBO, Manny and his team, and my family, Tim Bradley, for believing in me from day one. Like I've always said it, you know, we've been the only team. We don't recruit other members. We only believe in ourselves. And the day I recruit somebody else, that means I have doubts in my fighter. But for now, all is said. We're ready for Saturday night, April 12th. Both fighters are in tremendous shape. They're ready to show the world and give the world a great fight. Thank you guys, and see you guys.
Now it's a great pleasure to introduce a man that I have great respect for, great love and admiration for. We've been together for so many years, and we've had some tough times, but mostly great times. And for me, last week was a tremendous moment where a man who I respect so much, former President Bill Clinton, on Jimmy Kimmel's show, talked about Manny Pacquiao and what a great human being Manny was, and how he would climb the ladder in Philippine politics. So Manny, of course, when he comes to the microphone, will talk about this fight and how he looks forward to the fight, and he might throw in an endorsement for Hillary along the way. Manny Pacquiao.
Well, we're not talking politics here. We're talking about the fight on Saturday. So anyway, first of all, I would like to thank God for everything He has done in my life. And I want to thank everybody, Top Rank, Bob Arum, HBO pay-per-view, and to all the media and press. Thank you so much to all your support. Without you, we're not here. So thank you so much to all the fans. Well, everything is it's all set. Both come. We're almost finished our training and we're ready for Saturday. And I think on Saturday it's going to be a good fight. And we never know. Nobody knows, but only God knows what's going to be. But both fighters were doing our best to do our job in the ring, to make you guys happy and to give a good fight, to make people happy. And this fight is very important to me and to my boxing career. Of course, my opponent also is claiming that this fight is also very important. So it's gonna be a very good fight on Saturday. So don't miss it. All the fans who cannot come on Saturday to watch live, just buy pay-per-view, and it's going to be a historic fight. So thank you so much to all the fans, especially to all the Filipino people who always support and pray for me. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you, Manny. The champion, Tim Bradley, has come a long way from the time he faced Manny Pacquiao in their first fight. Obviously, he has, with experience, gained confidence, and his presence is totally different from what it was in the first fight when he was new to the big stage, and now he's become a real veteran of the stage. Last fall, had the fight with Juan Manuel Marquez on a big stage, and now this stage that he's ready for. He's a terrific, terrific person, a great young man, a real role model. He's a terrific family man, and it's a pleasure, really, and you know that, Tim, for Top Rank to be promoting you. And I call to the microphone now the welterweight champion of the world, Timothy Bradley.
First of all, I want to give an honor and thanks to God for allowing me to be here once again. I want to thank Team Bradley, my wife, mommy manager over there. Thank you so much for all your hard work and support. Thank you for standing by me. Thank you for helping me get through the hard times, through the good times we spend together. And I thank you and I love you for that. And I want to thank Team Bradley, man. I got one of the best teams in the world. Everybody that's with me, part of my team, is, man, I've known them for years, and they've been very supportive and always got my back, and I'm very appreciative of that. And also want to thank all the media out here, man. Thank you guys for coming out and spreading the word to all the people around the world. And you guys are basically the ship, the motor that feeds the media and feeds the world, man, of what's going on. And I'm just glad to be a part of it, man, with you guys. I want to thank the MGM Grand, man. My room is amazing. I've never been into a hotel room with stairs. I was like, man, they need an elevator up in here. This where are my legs, man? So I want to thank the MGM Grand Hotel, man. They put me up in this fantastic room, and all the people here. It has been amazing here at MGM. And I also want to thank HBO. We already heard it. I mean, the Premier Network, man, I mean, it doesn't get any better than HBO. I don't care what anybody say. And I want to thank them for support and backing me in my career and helping me follow my dreams. I want to thank also Top Rank, man. I want to thank Top Rank for believing in me, man, and standing by me and being loyal to me and keeping their word. And I also want to thank Team Pacquiao, man. I want to thank Pacquiao, his whole team, man, and for giving me, you know, coming to agreements and giving me another shot and another chance, man, to prove to all the fans around the world that I'm a true champion, I'm a true fighter, and that I'm the world champion, man. So, with that said, I mean, everything's been said in the media. It doesn't really matter what we say. It only matters what we do. And this Saturday, man, it's all that matters is what we do in the ring. And we're going to put on a great show for the fans and all the millions around the world that's going to be watching. And I'm telling you, there's not going to be a soul in the arena or any fan around the world that's going to be disappointed. That's what's going to happen this Saturday. Man, Manny Pacquiao is basically went through hell in training camp. I'm sure he went through hell. I went through hell during my training camp to put on a great show for all the fans and the millions of fans that's watching around the world. But thank you so much. If I got anybody, I'm sorry. I might remember once I sit down. But I'm excited for this challenge and this opportunity, and I definitely want to seize the moment. Thank you guys very much.